If anyone ever told me I'd lose a good man because of greed, I'd argue. My name is Chinwe, and I was living my best life with my boyfriend Omari. We grew up together in a small village, chasing our dreams, and eventually moved to the bustling city of Lagos. And the city was alive with opportunities. We settled in a cozy little flat in Lekki, and Omari started working as a mechanic in a popular garage. I, on the other hand, was selling goods at the local market, trying to make ends meet. I met Aisha and Ifi through a friend from the village. They were fun-loving, always dressed to impress, and never said no to a party. We'd gone to the same secondary school, but we never really hung out until we moved to the city. They swept me up in their drama-filled lives, and we became inseparable. We'd spend hours trying on outfits, taking selfies, and laughing together. Omari wasn't too keen on them, but I brushed it off. They're just friends, I told him. Fast forward a few years, and I'm living with Omari, building a future together. But my friends are always pushing me to live a little. Come and eat money, Chinwe, they'd say. Come let real men spend on you. They'd hit me up with stories about how I'm too good for Omari, how I deserved better. They'd say things like, "You're wasting your beauty on him," or "He's not taking care of you like you deserve." Omari warned me about them, though. "Chinwe, those friends of yours are trouble," he'd say. "They're gonna get you into something you'll regret." But I'd just laugh it off, thinking he was being overprotective. One night I told Omari I was going to a girls' party, but really, I was going to one of Aisha and Ifi's parties at a fancy hotel in Victoria Island. I lied to him and it felt wrong, but the temptation was too much. I wore a red dress and the guys were all over me. I met this guy charming, rich, and interested, but I wasn't having it, refused to give him my number. My friends were shocked. "What's wrong with you, Chinwe?" they asked. "Are you scared of Omari?" I wasn't scared, but I was tempted. I started to wonder if I was making a mistake, if Omari was really the one for me. Then, they invited me to another party and I met an Odogwu. He was everything Omari wasn't: flashy, confident, and loaded. And I gave him my number. My friends were thrilled. "Yes, Chinwe's back," they cheered. But as I walked away with the Odogwu, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was making a mistake. Was I trading Omari for something shallow? The night with the Odogwu was wild. We danced till the morning, and he showered me with gifts: designer bags, shoes, the works. Aisha and Ifi were squealing with excitement, like they'd won some prize. Omari texted me, asking where I was, and I lied again, saying I was crashing at Aisha's place. The next day, Omari came to pick me up from Aisha's, and I knew I was in trouble. He looked at me, really looked, and saw the change. "Chinwe, what's going on?" he asked, his voice low. I brushed it off, but he wasn't having it. "You're different, and it's those friends of yours. They're bad news." I felt a pang of guilt, but Aisha and Ifi were right. I deserved better. Or so I thought. We started drifting apart, Omari and me. He'd try to talk sense into me, but I'd shut him down. The Odogwu, whose name was Tayo, was always there, filling my head with sweet nothings. One night, Tayo took me to a club, and Omari showed up. He was furious, but he didn't make a scene, just looked at me, disappointment in his eyes. "Chinwe, come home," he said. I hesitated, and that's when Tayo stepped in. "She's good, bro. You don't own her." Something snapped in me. I chose Tayo, and Omari left, heartbroken. Aisha and Ifi were cheering, but I wasn't feeling it. The high was wearing off, and reality was setting in. Now I'm stuck, wondering if I made a huge mistake. Tayo's not what I thought he'd be, and Aisha and Ifi are just using me for connections. Omari's moved on, and I'm left with nothing. Days turned into weeks, and I was stuck in a cycle of parties and gifts with Tayo. Aisha and Ifi were always around, but I could see the fake smiles. They'd whisper about Omari, saying I dodged a bullet, but I knew the truth. I missed him. Tayo started getting possessive, checking my phone and questioning who I talked to. I tried to brush it off, thinking maybe this was love. But it felt like I traded one prison for another. One night, I found myself alone at Tayo's place, and his phone rang. I answered, thinking it was important, and it was his wife. She was screaming, asking why I was in her house. I felt like I'd hit rock bottom. Aisha and Ify were shocked when I told them. What? No way, Chinwe, you didn't know. But deep down, I knew. I ignored their words and started packing my bags. I went to Omari's place, hoping he'd forgive me. He opened the door, and for a moment, we just stared. I made a mistake, I said, tears streaming down my face. Omari looked at me, his eyes sad. I waited for you, Chinwe, but you chose him. I begged him to take me back, but he shook his head. I deserve better. Now I'm alone, wondering where it all went wrong. Did I let greed blind me? I spent days crying, replaying my mistakes. Aisha and Ify blocked me. Tayo's wife was a mess. And Omari, he was done. I heard he started dating someone new and it stung. I had to start over. I moved back to my village, got a small job, and tried to piece my life together. People would ask about Omari, and I'd change the subject. One day I got a text from an unknown number. Hey Chinwe, it's Omari's friend. He's doing great. You? I didn't know what to say. I'm okay, I replied. He sent another text. He's happy. You should be too. I smiled, maybe for the first time in months. I'm trying, I said. Weeks later, I saw Omari's friend in town. He told me Omari was engaged. I smiled, genuinely happy for him. You made a mistake, Chinwe, he said softly. But you learned. I nodded, knowing it was true. I was healing slowly. I learned the hard way that chasing money and validation from the wrong people can cost you everything. Omari moved on, found love, and was happy. I was still figuring things out. But here's the thing. I wasn't broken. I was stronger, wiser, and more careful. I started focusing on me, rebuilding my life, and finding peace. The story wasn't about Omari. It was about me. And maybe, just maybe, you'd learn from it too.